Welcome back, students. Now we are moving towards the end of this chapter. Today we are going to study last topic of the chapter, that is excretion, the another life process. So students, let us see what is excretion. Excretion is the process of removal of harmful metabolic waste from the body of an organism. Here we are going to study excretion in plants and excretion in human beings. Particularly if we say excretion in human beings is the process of urination. It is the process through which nitrogenous waste are removed from the body. So let us see how it takes place. So excretion. All organisms are made up of cells. Cells works all the time for sustaining the life of an organism. This biochemical reactions produces toxic waste in the body and create an imbalance of iron. So it is necessary to remove this waste products, and it is also necessary to maintain the balance of ions, and this is done by the process of excretion and osmoregulation in our body. By the process of excretion, wastes are removed from the body, and by the process of osmoregulation, and osmoregulation maintains the amount of water and ions in the body of the organism. So, excretion is a process of removal of harmful metabolic waste from the body of an organism, and osmoregulation is a process of controlling the amount of water and ions in the body of the organism. So, let us see how all this takes place with the help of human excretory system. Students, this is the diagram of human excretory system. Excretion is a process of removal of harmful waste from the body, and in human beings it is done by the process of urination, which deals with the removal of harmful nitrogenous waste from the body. First of all, why it is necessary to remove this nitrogenous waste from the body? Because if they remain in the body, they become toxic and they start killing the cells of the body. So it is very much necessary to remove them. And kidney is considered as main excretory unit. Students, in our body there are different other parts also which does the process of excretion apart from kidney. First one is skin. It removes urea, which is a nitrogenous product, in very less quantity during the process of sweating. Another one is liver. It excretes ammonia, which is a nitrogenous product, during the process of breakdown of protein. Next is lungs. They remove carbon dioxide from our body. So this way unwanted, or you can say harmful substances from the body are removed by these parts. Now let us see human excretory system. First of all, we will see the important parts of human excretory system. Excretory system of human beings includes a pair of reddish brown bean shaped kidneys located in the abdominal cavity on the either side of backbone. A pair of ureters, one from each kidney, a urinary bladder and a muscular tube called urethra. Now let us see their functions. First of all, kidney. It is the main excretory unit and it produces urine. Kidney is divided into cortex and medulla, you can see in the diagram, and this regions consist of functional unit of kidney which is called nephron. Millions of nephrons are there in each kidney. Ureters, they carry urine to urinary bladder. Urinary bladder, it stores urine, and urethra, it removes urine. So these are the functions of different parts of excretory system. Now we will see how urine is produced in kidneys. This diagram shows where the functional unit of kidney, that is nephron, is situated in the kidney. First, in the first diagram you can see a kidney is there. Next diagram shows the cross section of a kidney in which nephron is situated. So many such nephrons are there in the kidney, and the third diagram shows the structure of nephron where urine is produced. So students, now let us see how urine is produced in nephron, the functional unit of kidney. Keep in mind, the functional unit of kidney is nephron. Each kidney consists of about 1,000,000 long coiled fine tubules called nephrons. One end of each nephron has hollow cup Bowman's capsule, and this Bowman's capsule has a bundle of blood capillaries called glomerulus, and one end of this glomerulus is attached to renal artery. Now students, you have to keep in mind that the blood vessels, that is arteries and veins which are associated with kidney are called renal. So renal artery and renal vein. The cup-shaped Bowman's capsule form a tubular part of nephron which leads to collecting duct. Now let us see the working of nephron. It is divided into three steps. First step is filtration, or you can say ultrafiltration. The renal artery is wider and slowly it becomes narrow in the glomerulus. So due to this difference in width, pressure difference is created, and because of which water and dissolved impurities are squeezed out of this tube and they are collected in Bowman's capsule and passed into the tube, and here it is filtered. Now the second step is reabsorption. When this above filtrate passes through the tubule, the major amount of water, glucose, amino acids, etc. are reabsorbed by the capillaries which are surrounding the tubule. And the third step is urine formation. The water and the impurities which are not reabsorbed is sent to collecting duct. This filtrate contains more of dissolved nitrogenous waste, that is urea, so it is termed as urine. From here, the urine enters the ureter and it is collected in the urinary bladder. So students, this was the function of nephron. Now students, let us see the notes. First of all, we'll see the functions of important parts of excretory system. First one is renal artery. It brings the impure blood to the kidneys for the purification. Next is kidney. The kidney purifies the blood by removing the waste from it and regulates the body's fluid volume and mineral composition by reabsorbing the water and the required electrolytes. We studied in the working of nephron that after filtration, next process is reabsorption, in which the necessary ions and other substances are reabsorbed, and all these processes are taking place in nephron, which is the functional unit of kidney. Next is ureter. It is a tube that carries urine from the kidney to urinary bladder. And fourth one is urinary bladder. It is a muscular sac that stores urine before it is excreted. Now students, we will see the structure and the working of nephrons. First of all, structure of nephron we have already discussed, right? It consists of a Bowman's capsule in which glomerulus is present, which is a cluster of capillaries. The different arteries bring the impure blood to the nephron. The cup-shaped structure, that is the Bowman's capsule, form a tubular part of nephron which leads to collecting duct. Now let us see the working of nephron. We know that working of nephron is divided into three steps. First one is filtration. The renal artery or the afferent artery is wider and slowly it becomes narrow tube in glomerulus. Due to difference in width, pressure difference is caused and water with dissolved impurities are squeezed out from the tube. It is collected in the Bowman's capsule, which is cup-like structure, and passes into the tube. The next step is reabsorption. The above filtrate passes through the tubule where the major amount of water, glucose, amino acids are selectively reabsorbed by the capillaries which are surrounding the tubule. And the third is urine formation. The water and the impurities which is not absorbed is sent to a collecting duct. This filtrate contains more of dissolved nitrogenous waste, that is urea, and hence it is termed as urine. From here, the urine enters the ureter and it is collected in urinary bladder. So this was the structure and the function of nephron. The exam, it can be asked for long answers. Explain the structure and the function of nephron in detail. Now students, suppose that an infection or injury has occurred in the kidney. Then they will stop working. And because of this, what will happen? Urea and other waste products will not get removed from the body. They will get collected in the body. And this may cause death if it is untreated. So what is the solution for this? The best solution for kidney failure is kidney transplant. But it is not easy, or sometimes it is not possible also. So if this is not possible, a procedure is there called dialysis, which is done through artificial kidneys. So let us see the principle of dialysis. The blood from an artery in the patient's arm is made to flow into dialysis machine, which is made up of a long cellulose tube, which are called in a tank containing dialysing solution. The dialysing solution contains water, glucose and salts in similar concentration to those in normal blood. As the blood passes through dialysing solution, most of the waste like urea passes through the semi-permeable cellulose tubes into a dialysing solution. The clean blood is pumped back into a vein of patient's arm. This way dialysis is done. Again I am repeating the process of dialysis. First of all, the blood from the artery of patient's arm is made to flow into dialysis machine. This machine is made up of tubes which are called in a tank which is containing a dialysing solution. Now this dialysing solution is also containing water, glucose and salts in similar concentration as they are in the normal blood. Now what will happen when this blood passes through dialysing solution? Most of the waste like urea are removed from it into the dialysing solution through tubes, and the clean blood is pumped back into the vein of patient's arm. This is the process of dialysis. Students, you can be asked to draw the diagram of excretory system of human beings. This is the simple diagram. Many times they are giving the diagram and they are asked to label the diagram. So it can be asked in that way also. So draw it in your notebook along with proper labeling. So students, now we are moving to the last topic of our chapter, that is excretion in plants. Like human beings, plants does not have any special organ for the removal of waste materials. So they remove the waste in the following ways. First of all, gaseous waste, carbon dioxide and water vapor are removed through stomata of the leaves and lenticles of the stem. Second one, some waste are stored in the leaves and they are removed as leaves fall off. Third, some waste such as resin and gum are stored in non-functional old xylem, and some are stored in the bark as solid bodies and are removed as peeled off. Fourth one, plants excrete waste through roots in soil. And the last one, they get rid of the excess water through the process of transpiration. You are knowing what is the process of transpiration? Yes, it is the evaporation of water from the surface of the leaves in the form of water vapor. Here you can see the loss of excess water as liquid drops from the margins of the leaves of herbaceous plant. Here you can see resin is obtained by peeling off the bark of the tree, gum is coming out from the tree, the process of transpiration, etc., through which the plants are excreting their waste. So students, let us see excretion in plants. Plants also produce waste products during their life processes, but very slowly and in small amount. Plants have no special organs for waste removal like animals. The main waste products like carbon dioxide, water vapor and oxygen are removed through stomata and lenticles. Many plant waste are stored in cellular vacuoles. Plants store some waste product in their body parts, example in leaves, fruits and dead tissues like bark. Some plants have resin, gum, oil and rubber are stored in old xylem and are useful to man. So this was excretion in plants. So students, let us revise the excretion in plants and animals. First of all, plants. The structure which are involved in excretion are vacuoles, stomata, lenticles, bark of tree, etc. The excretory waste are water, carbon dioxide, water vapor, insoluble crystals, oils, gum, resin, etc. And the processes involved are transpiration or leaf fall or stored in the plant cells or obtained from the bark of tree, etc. In humans, nephron is the main functional unit of kidney through which process of excretion takes place. The excretory waste in humans are water, urea, salts, uric acid, ammonia, etc. And the processes involved are ultrafiltration, reabsorption and urine formation. So students, I hope it is clear to you now what is excretion and how excretion process takes place in plants and animals. With this, we end our chapter. Not only for this chapter but for all the chapters, write the notes given to you in the lectures in your notebook and also draw the diagrams wherever required, so that during the time of examination it will be helpful to you Here in the notes everything is given point wise, so it will be easy for you to prepare.